started? If everybody can sit, thank you very much. Thank you. If everybody can take a seat. Can't hear over there. Okay. I think this is louder. Can you hear this back there? Hey, everybody! Go blue! Go blue, all the way blue! All right, we need everybody to be seated so we could get this party started. All right, so we have candidates up here in the front row. All right, wow, that's good. That's good. You all are good. Well, you know, I used to be a teacher, so I think that has something to do with it. Yeah, go teachers. So, before we start, well, we're starting now. So, but the first thing I'd like to do is to introduce Pastor Lori Hafner, who is the pastor of this beautiful, beautiful space that we're in, and she's going to say a few words.
Don't worry, I'm not going to preach, even though I'm in my preaching spot. But welcome, everyone, to Coral Gables Congregational United Church of Christ. As you heard, I'm Lori Hafner, the senior pastor here, and we are so honored to have this incredible event within this, our historic sanctuary, and we are going to be celebrating our 100th year in 2023. One of our slogans around here, especially in election season, is to vote your faith. And what that means to us is voting our values, our principles, those things that we say we believe in through our faith tradition. This includes creating a state and a nation where children can laugh and play, free from gun violence and with enough to eat, where the young can plan and achieve equitable educational opportunities, free from oppressive debt and censorship or manipulation of history. Where grown-ups burst with contentment, no matter their hues or their culture or their faith tradition, and where women have control over their own bodies. Just to let you know, I, along with 6 other clergy, 3 rabbis, a Buddhist, a Unitarian Universalist minister, we have sued the state of Florida on religious grounds for taking away the possibility of freedom of choice. And we get that. And if if you want more information, go to the Washington Post tonight. They have put out a story about that because we have already asked them to refrain from making any more decisions until we are heard in the court system. But I also want us to be supportive and to be here where the old can sigh deeply in the wisdom of their years with accessible health care and not having to choose between medicine and food and to have safety on the streets. So as a lifelong Democrat, these are the people I support who are here this evening, and I believe that they are a reflection of my values. So I am so glad they are here. I am so glad you are here, and I cannot say enough about the amazing folks from RiseUp Florida who have put this together. Thank you, my friends. Thank you, thank you. So once again, welcome. Please use your resources, use everything that you've got, but most of all, vote. We have to win in November. Thank you so much.
Well, that's everything I was going to say. So the show's going to go a lot quicker now. Thank you, Pastor Lori. So a quick announcement. We have Commissioner Eileen Higgins here who would like to make a quick announcement.
Good evening, friends. I'm Commissioner Eileen Higgins from Miami-Dade County. I am thrilled that you all are here tonight to learn about the folks that are on the ballot in November that can make our community a better place, the place we deserve it to be. This is what we are here to do tonight, is to learn about our candidates. And I want to talk about one other opportunity, which is next Friday night. So we got the Friday night brackets. The Miami-Dade Dems is hosting the Blue Gala at the Convention Center next Friday night. It's going to be a wonderful party, but it's also a fundraising opportunity. Each of these candidates has got to put their campaigns on their own, but as a coordinated party, we need to get out the vote for them together. Go to MiamiDadeDems.com. You'll find out about the gala. If you want to have a lovely time next Friday night, please join me. I am the chair of the gala because we as a party are going to make sure that we help these folks win. And then tonight and Friday night, this is when we are together and we are energizing ourselves and we are learning why these people matter to our community and to our state and to our country. But the time for just being together, mostly I think we are all of one mind. We share a lot of the same values. The way we win is talking and talking and talking and talking to strangers, to people that don't know about our candidates. We got to get on the doors. We got to get on the phones. Who is canvassing tomorrow? 11 a.m. Coral Gate with future Senator Pacheco. Every single one of you should be on the doors this weekend on the phone, and then come to the gala and tell me all about it on Friday night.
Thank you, Eileen. Thank you, Commissioner. Okay, so I'm just going to leave now, and I've got nothing to say right now, I don't think. Anyway, well, I have a couple things. So anyway, I'm Mary Ann Lucas, in case nobody introduced me yet. I am one of the founding members of RiseUp Florida, which started in 2016. Some of you know us, some of you don't. We started in 2016, right after those elections. And we came together to mobilize everybody, just as Pastor Lori said and Commissioner Higgins said, to get us out there, to get the vote done. You know, we always hear, this is the most important election of your life. Well, you know what? This one is absolutely the most important. Our democracy is right here on the edge, and we've got to save it. We've got to save our people. We've got to save our rights. We have to save everything. So as Commissioner Higgins said and Pastor Lori said, we've got to mobilize our friends, our family. We've got to get out there and get everybody to canvass, to call, to write postcards, to whatever you need to do. Get them to the polls. Midterms, we sometimes show up, we sometimes don't. No big deal. It's a midterm. We need this midterm right now because we have all these folks here and a couple more that need to win in November. All right. So thank you all for coming. This is fabulous. It's wonderful, and it's what Rise Up lives for, really. My favorite thing to do is the Politico Palooza, so we are here tonight. So, a couple of ground rules. Hopefully there's no food or drink in here. I see some people wearing masks. That's great. That's wonderful. If you want to wear them, that's fabulous. The candidates will come up. They have a time limit to speak. They all know what it is. You guys are 2 minutes, by the way. I'll remind them when they come up. We have a timekeeper, so get ready. There are no questions for the candidates, okay? They're going to speak, they're going to do their thing, and they're going to stay here and see the rest of the program, okay? First, I do need to do some thanking. We have several co-hosts for this. I need to shout them out. They are Coral Gables Dems, Ruth's List, Blue Wave Coalition, Indivisible 305, the Northeast Dems, the Flamingo Dems, the Northwest Dems, the Kendall Dems, the Miami Beach Dems, the Miami-Dade Young Dems. Okay, all right, just hold on. How about the Miami-Dade Dems Senior Caucus? Yeah! I think we got them. I think we did much better. Okay, so Blue Wave Riders, Blue Shift, Miami-Dade, that's I already said that one. Gray Panthers, SAVE, the Cuban American Women Supporting Democracy. The South Dade Democratic Black Caucus. And I hope I didn't leave anybody out, did I? That's a lot. Okay. All right. So, also, I have to do a shout out for everybody that made this happen. Besides all of our volunteers, which there are so many, so thank you so much. Ricky Ronquera, wherever he is. Without Ricky, I don't know what we would have done. Maria Budez, who is our fabulous communications director and is in charge of the graphics and setting up everything. She does everything. Also, Janet Nostro, Javier Estevez, Francesca Sesti Brown, Ceci over here, Roman. And I also want to thank Elena, who is in the back working the audio and the camera. She's with the church. We thank her. And I helped a little bit. I helped too. So go ahead, give it to me. Okay, so very exciting, very, very exciting is that we have a special guest who's going to start off tonight. Okay? No introduction is really needed for our first speaker. You might guess, I'm going to give you some clues. In December 2012, he joined, finally, the Democratic Party. In 2016, he was elected to Congress from his home district, District 13, defeating the incumbent Republican and becoming the first Democrat to represent that district since 1955. Our next governor, Charlie Crist.
Well, God bless all of you for being here. What a night. What a night. I want to introduce my fiance, Chelsea, first, all the way from Minnesota. And listen, I want to thank you for the primary. It was wonderful. Glad it's behind us. Got a lot of good things done and a lot more good things to do. So I am running for governor to defeat Ron DeSantis. So you guys are all good, and he's all bad. It's remarkable. But, you know, in this race, it's going to be a crystal clear choice. There'll be no doubt about what you're voting for if you're voting for him or voting for us. And you know what the issues are that mean so much. Look, it's Friday night. It's Labor Day weekend. We're in Miami-Dade County. If this is any indication of the turnout we're going to get, we're going to kick his you-know-what. And you know, I love Florida. I am running for governor because I love Florida so much. And watching him run this state and tear her apart has been painful. Painful. I mean, you know, he attacks LGBTQ in school, kids. He goes after African American voters, making it harder to vote and not having drop boxes in minority communities all over the state of Florida. And he eliminated 2 congressional districts represented by African Americans, Al Lawson in North Florida and Val Demings, who, thank God, is going to be our next United States Senator. Give it up for Val. So we got a work cut out for us. What do we got? 68 days to go, whatever it is? Not a lot. Not a lot. But things are looking good for Democrats in Florida. And it simply comes down to, yeah, that's all right. It really comes down to issues. It does. I mean, I am pro-choice. Ron DeSantis is not. And I mean, he signed a bill. This is unimaginable. He signed a bill, the 15-week bill. I'm sure you're all familiar with it. But it doesn't even include exceptions for rape or incest. That's barbaric. That's like medieval. It's unbelievable. You know, this is 2022, right, sweetheart? From him, you would think it was 1952. It really is shocking to see what he's done to the state. And, you know, how he doesn't respect women and your right to choose, how he doesn't properly fund public education. You know, we're the 3rd largest state in America right now, and we support our public schools 48 out of 50 states. That's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. And I know we can do better. Because when I was your governor before, per capita, we spent more per student than he is now, and the budget now is $110 billion. When I was governor, it was only 70, and yet we did better. Why? Because I value education that much, and so do you. So I'm a happy warrior, and one of the reasons I'm happy, in addition to Chelsea, is the fact that last Saturday we announced our running mate, Carla Hernandez. She's awesome. 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 Fantastic. I love Carla. And she's doing a great job. And they're so scared they're attacking her. That's what the Republicans are doing. That's what DeSantis is doing. And it's shameful. It is shameful. They can't run their own campaign. I mean, he's got more money than, well, you know, he's got more money than anybody. I was going to say the man, but I'm not going to associate those two things. But what I do know is that we have the people. We the people. How many of you saw Joe Biden speak last night on national TV? God love him. God love him, and I do. And he's told it straight. Democracy is at stake. A woman's right to choose is at stake. Our freedoms are at stake. And the president laid it out. And he didn't hold back. And I'm so damn proud of him for it. You know, we have to have that kind of courage and just tell it like it is. I'm going to be a happy guy. You know I'm a nice fella. But don't ever confuse my kindness with weakness. We're going to take it to him. We need to. So I don't want to speak too long. You're going to get to hear from some wonderful people after me. But I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for what you have done already in this campaign. We started this campaign on May 4th, 21. May the force be with you. Well, it is. Thank God. That's where you say it. Thank God. Well, all glory to God. We're in a church, right? And I have a deep faith. I really do. My last name is Crist. No, but it gets a little weirder than that. So the name comes from my grandfather who immigrated from the Greek island of Cyprus. His last name was Greek, Christodoulos. It's my father who shortened it to Crist. And what I think is really important to know is that Christodoulos means disciple of Christ. And we are at a moment in the history of our state and our country where we need to do what's right and teach and treat others well. I'm going to end by telling you about a rule I was raised on. I wear these yellow wristbands every day. And they talk about the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have done unto you. It's pretty simple and straightforward, and it's teaching of Christ. If we all do that, we're going to have our Florida back. And Florida's a beautiful place with beautiful people. You all are caring, decent, good human beings. And that's the kind of leader we deserve to have in the governor's office again. God bless you. God bless Florida. Let's go win this thing. Thank you. Thank you.
Wow. And this is Maria Budes, by the way. Okay, so we're going to get on with the next part of our show. These are all the state house candidates. So if you all, the state house candidates, can come up here and have a seat. AJ, Christie, Johnny, Gabriel, Adam. So, I have handheld mics. I'm going to try to figure out how to use them the right way. But the first thing I'm going to do is clean it for you. How's that? Listen, we're still where we are. So, they each have 2 minutes. They can stand up and walk around, or you can go to a mic, whatever you feel, at the podium, whatever you feel. The timer is right there. You see her? That's Ileana, and she is going to, the red folder means, gotta go, okay? I didn't bring my hook tonight, but, you know, I have used it, trust me. Okay, so also, when you leave, if you could take your chairs with you, that would be fabulous. I don't have stage help. Huh? Just take them down and on that way, okay? I'm sorry, I know that you're going to be representatives of the state of Florida. I'm telling them to move furniture. Oh my gosh. I didn't say my name out loud, did I? Well, I hope not. Anyway, okay, so we'll start with Johnny Farias.
Thank you, everybody, and thank you again for the organization that put this together and giving us all the opportunity to stand in front of you and say something about ourselves. My name is Johnny Farias. I am the next state representative for District 118, which is the Kendall area, from 8th Street southwest to 232nd Street, from 117th Avenue west of the Turnpike to 147th Avenue. I'm a Navy veteran. I'm an electrician by trade. I'm a working person. I'm a husband of 33 years and a father of 5 adult children.
Yeah.
Okay, the biggest thing I tell you is when I knocked on the door, this one Republican came out because I was knocking on doors with, it was an NPA, a Democrat, and a Republican. The lady comes out and says, "Yo, get away from my door. You're a socialist. You believe in abortion." I'm like, "Ma'am, hold on. I have 5 kids. I don't believe in abortion. I have 5." I might want to abort them now because they bother a lot, but no. But seriously, I told her no. I said, what I believe is in choice. Because when I joined the Navy at 17 years old, I joined to fight for everybody's freedom. Okay, and I told her, even for the ones in jail. We might not like it. We might not like everything, but we have to accept it. We have to respect it because that's the country that we live in. Okay, and that's what I'm fighting for. Everybody's freedom. Okay, for small businesses, for the working person, for my children, for my grandchildren, so they have the opportunity that we had, because I'm also an immigrant from Ecuador. Again, my website is voteforjohnny.com. Jump on there. We need money, we need people, we need volunteers, and I'm going to be quick because I'm going to speak, and I've already done this many times. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great night.
Thank you, Johnny. Not yet. You can all leave after everybody. You don't need to leave yet, Johnny. Okay. All right. Our next one is A.J. D'Amico.
Wow. Is this on? Okay.
You're on.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for being here. I just want to let everyone know that the team of candidates that we have is incredible, and I feel so hopeful that we're going to see victory in November. My name is A.J. D'Amico. I'm running for House District 113. It is the most dynamic and diverse district in the entire state of Florida. It includes Brickell, downtown Miami, Coconut Grove, Key Biscayne, Little Havana, The Roads, Shenandoah, and Coral Gate, and Silver Bluff. A really diverse corner that needs a representative to match. And I think I'm that candidate because the pandemic forced us to reevaluate our values, reevaluate our priorities, and I determined, and a lot of these candidates determined, that we can't stay on the sidelines any longer. A lot of young people have decided not to stay on the sidelines, and we saw that in the 2020 election. And we need to keep it going in 2022 because so much is under threat. A woman's right to choose is under threat. A woman's personal and human dignity, LGBTQ people's human dignity is under threat by our state government right now. And we need to be the front line of defense to stop it. So I'm running because I'm a young person. I'm a born and bred Miami native who just cares about his community. And I know we all care about our community. And I think, like Commissioner Higgins said, I think we all generally agree on the values of our society and what our government should reflect. And I think if we get out there and we just decide to make a difference, whether it be one vote at a time, one door at a time, one yard sign at a time, you don't know what that can add up to. And that can be a real start of change in our community. So my name is A.J. D'Amico. I'm running to represent Miami and Key Biscayne in the House of Representatives in Florida. And I'd be honored to have your support, your vote, and your help, along with all these other great candidates. Have a great night. Thanks.
Thank you, AJ. And next we have Christie Cantin Davis.
Hi, everyone. So I'm Christie Cantin Davis, running for state representative in District 115. It's Palmetto Bay, Cutler Bay, and Pinecrest, and parts of Kendall. You know, this is not a normal election, because if it was, I wouldn't be up here, someone like me. But believe it or not, me choosing to run was picking myself first as a woman to represent women. And DeSantis is on a freedom tour, but in the meantime, he's stripping our rights away. And to me, it's about every opportunity to talk about freedom, to regain that word as ours, because we all know what freedom is. Freedom is being given the right to choose and seek medical care without government interference. Freedom is being able to teach in the classroom without legislative landmines. Freedom is being able to go into our grocery stores and our schools without the fear of gun violence. And freedom is being able to love and accept who you are and being able to express that out into the world freely and safely. And at the end of the day, our government does not understand this. They don't get that the world has moved so far forward that there is no going back. And I've spent the last 23 years raising 2 Gen Zs, and there's one thing that I learned seeing life through their eyes. being raised in the critical thinking mindset where I couldn't actually help them with their math problem to save my life, is that there are so many different ways to get to the same place. And I may not understand that, and I may not necessarily know how to define that, but it doesn't mean that I don't accept it, that I don't love it, and that I don't want to protect it. Freedom is for all of us.
Thank you, Christie. Our next candidate is Gabriel Gonzalez.
Hi, everyone. My name is Gabriel Gonzalez, and I'm proud to be the Democratic nominee for House District 119, way out in the western edge of Miami-Dade County. Now, 119, okay. Now, last Tuesday, our campaign made history as I, at 22 years old, became both the youngest Democrat and the youngest out LGBTQ person to win a primary here in the state of Florida. Thank you, thank you. Thanks. Now, as we look on to November, we have a chance to make history again and to flip our seat blue. Yeah. With redistricting, leaving our seat open, and lots of factors that are on our side, we have a chance to really seize this moment because we are energized, we are mobilized, and we are ready to take this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I don't need to tell you what's at stake in this election because all of you are here because you know. We're at the very crossroads of our future here in Florida, and we can choose the type of Florida that we want to be. We can choose a Florida where instead of being relentlessly battered by storms and sinking beneath the waves, we can emerge from the climate crisis as a global and international climate and sustainability leader. We can choose a Florida where instead of our citizens just barely managing to survive and struggling to afford housing and other basic necessities, we can choose a Florida where our citizens are growing and thriving together. We can also choose a Florida that instead of relying on hate and fear, promotes love and promotes unity. We can choose change. We could choose change. And that's why I'm running, because I know we will choose change. And if there's anything that I've seen with my years of service in the community, I've seen that there is no limit to what we can accomplish when we have the courage to fight for the future that we deserve. And that's why I'm running. So thanks, everyone.
I didn't even have to call him up. My goodness. He's very pushy. He's one of the Adams. Adam Benna.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, Marianne. I appreciate it. Thank you, Rise Up, for putting such an incredible event on for all of us. Democrats, are we fired up?
Yeah.
That's great to hear. That's great to hear. Because I'm Adam Benna. I'm the Democratic nominee for House District 114, and it's the #1 flippable seat in the state legislature. House District 114 is actually right here in Coral Gables. We're standing in it right now. We're sitting in it right now. What an honor it is to be here tonight in this district. It's Coral Gables, Coconut Grove, South Miami, West Miami, and parts of unincorporated Dade. No offense, AJ. It's the crown jewel of the state legislature, okay? And I'm so proud to be able to represent it come November 8th. But I need your help. Because guess what? We are up against a political machine that is well-financed and is powered by big corporate money and all the lobbyists. And it's not just me, it's all of our candidates here. We're up against it. And it's not just the candidates that are on the ballot this time, okay? We've heard it, the theme tonight and last night when the president spoke. Freedom is on the ballot, okay? And right now, more than ever, that energy, and you're all here tonight. So there's a reason that you're all here tonight, because you understand that what's on the ballot is so important for the future. I'm a husband and I'm a father. I have an 8-month-old daughter. And like AJ said earlier, we couldn't sit on the sidelines anymore. We're running for office because we couldn't sit on the sidelines because families and children, teachers, people in our community are depending on leaders. Leaders to step up and go to Tallahassee to fight. Fight for freedom. Protect women's right to choose. Protect public education. Protect our environment. We've got a lot of issues that we need to fight for. I am Adam Benna. I am the Democratic candidate for House District 114. You can learn more at adambenna.com or email me at adam@adambenna.com. Thank you. Take care.
Thank you, Adam. And now, Adam Gentle.
The other Adam.
The other Adam.
Hi, everybody. I have to say, I'm energized. I'm energized from all of the people behind me and the messages that we've heard. My name is Adam Gentle, and I'm the Democratic nominee for Florida House District 120. Florida House District 120 runs all the way from Homestead in the Redlands down to Key West, incorporating some of the most important ecological parts of our state and some of the most diverse communities that our state has to offer. Now, before jumping into politics, I worked as a lawyer. And as a lawyer, my job was to investigate corruption. Corruption in business, in governments, where there was kickbacks and bribery. But for now, I put that aside to focus on the Florida House because I believe we have a corruption problem here in Florida. That corruption problem here in Florida is the reason that our government cannot, or just simply will not, address rising electricity rates, housing affordability, housing insurance rates. Rather, they spend their time attacking a woman's right to reproductive health, to attack the LGBTQ community, to stigmatize gay youth, and to ignore what has to be done to save our environment in this critical moment. But because of everyone here, I have confidence. When each of us wins our race in November, we're going to restore some balance to Tallahassee, and we're going to start to affect the agenda and drive this state closer to a place where it needs to be, where we are actually governing for the people of Florida and not for some crazy radical ideology. Thank you.
So let's give a round of applause to our House. This is the next Florida House, right here, the next Florida House. Thank you all. Grab your chairs. Christie, Peter. Well, Christie, you don't have to do that. And they follow direction well, don't they? Thank you, thank you. I like that, they follow direction. Not bad, right? Okay, so here we go. So each of these candidates are going to have 3 minutes. Remember the timer's right there. She's going to put up when you got a minute, when you got 30 seconds, and when you're out of here. So our first candidate to speak to us tonight, it's such a pleasure to see him again. We miss you. It is Javier Fernandez, and he is running. He's running for South Miami Mayor.
Good evening, Democrats. How are we doing? It is really great to be in a room full of people. I will tell you, last cycle, the part that I missed was this event and all of you, right? Because these candidates are in the fight every single day, and what drives us to keep going is all of you. Every door that we knock on, it's not what we give, it's what we get, and the energy, the emotion, the good feeling from all of you. So thank you for being here on a holiday weekend. It's amazing. I've got a real easy job tonight. I'm running for mayor of South Miami. It's a community that reflects, thank you. Under the leadership of a lot of good people, it's a community that reflects our values. We're having our first November election. My goal is simple. It's just not to screw it up. So we're running to keep moving that city in a direction that reflects our democratic values, work in our downtown, keep it safe and quiet. That's really the agenda. But I want to talk to you about these guys and ladies who are here tonight running for House and Senate seats. I've been to Tallahassee. I know what a grind it is. Give them your time. Give them your treasure. Make sure whatever you can do between now and the next 68 days, you do it. Because I'll tell you, it makes all the difference to have the numbers to stop a lot of really bad ideas from going forward in Tallahassee. We cannot sit back. We cannot do everything we can do in the next 68 days, or else our lives will be irrevocably changed. We've seen what's happened the last 2 years, a lot of really bad things. It's because our numbers were down in the chambers. We've got to build those numbers up. We've got extraordinarily talented candidates. They deserve your support. And so I'm asking you on their behalf, whatever you can do for me, I would greatly appreciate this November. If you live in South Miami, we'd be honored to have your vote. But more importantly, come out tomorrow, because I know I'll be knocking on doors. Knock on the door for one of these candidates. It makes all the difference in these races. Just some time, a couple hours over the next few weekends. We can't afford to pay all of you what you deserve to be paid to come out and do this for us. So please, give them your time. If you can chip in a few bucks, they are certainly outspent and out-resourced. We know what that feeling is like in all these races, but it makes no difference. In 2018, we had a wave year, and it wasn't because we had the most money. It wasn't because we had great candidates, right? We have better candidates now. We can have the same kind of an outcome if we turn out our vote. And this is the year to do it, folks, because we need it more than ever. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you, Javier. So the introductions are really just going to be done by the candidate, because I can just go on and on about each candidate, but you want to hear from them, not from me, I think. Not sure. Just checking, just checking. Anyway, okay, our next candidate who's going to speak with you is running for the state Senate, and that is Raquel Pacheco.
Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. It is an honor and a pleasure to be here. I actually feel like I'm like part of history in the making.
You are.
My name is Raquel Pacheco. I am the Democratic candidate for Senate District 36.
Yes.
And I am honored to have that title. I am taking on, we've heard the word radical a lot here tonight. Well, I am taking on probably one of the most radical senators sitting in Tallahassee right now. My opponent, you may have heard of her, is Ileana Garcia. Now, Ileana is a special kind of radical. And I say special with a lot of different, definitions. She believes that being gay is temporary. She believes that we don't have to worry about racism anymore because we had a black president for 2 terms, so that's solved. She believes that women should not have the right to choose because she thinks that doing away with choice will help people who are sex trafficked, whose pimps will no longer want to exploit their bodies. So you literally can't make sense out of this, right? You can't make this up. I, on the other hand, am raising a biracial child. I come from a very diverse family. My background is that I was born a refugee in Angola. I was born in late 1974, and my parents sent me away when I was 9 months old on a plane to live in Portugal. They joined me a year later. My home country was invaded by Castro, and I was displaced because of his regime. So I understand the struggle, the immigrant struggle. I understand what it's like to come to this country and not speak the language and have to adapt. And I understand the struggle that immigrant families go through, like my parents who work two plus jobs to make ends meet. I've mentioned before I'm raising a biracial child. I am very sensitive to issues related to race, equality, and choice. For me, it's very simple. I served in the United States Army for 6 years. Thank you. So for me, it doesn't really matter what side of the abortion issue you're on. It's about equality. It's about equal rights under the law. And I refuse to allow this woman and her dictator boss, Ron DeSantis, to tell us women that we are second-class citizens. I will not stand for that. And so I stand before you, and I know that we're all very like-minded, and, you know, excuse the pun, but I feel like I'm preaching to the choir. But we need to mobilize, right? We need to get people out. And I truly, genuinely believe that women and our allies, the men in our lives that love us and care for us, and who have LGBT community and all this stuff, they will come out and they will show out. So all I'm asking for is to talk to your neighbors, ask them to come out, get everybody to the polls, and we will win this, and we will bring this seat back to its rightful owners, the Democratic Party. Thank you.
She forgot to mention one thing about her being in the Army. She was the first female soldier to be Soldier of the Year 1 year. Right there. Oh. Okay, our next candidate is running for the state Senate, and that is Janelle Perez.
Hello, everybody. High five to the gays in the back. My name is Janelle Perez. I'm running for Senate District 38. I'm a mom. I'm a wife. Shout out to my amazing wife. Stand up. If it wasn't for her, I would not be able to be out here because we have 2 kids, one that's 5 and one that's 5 months old. So thanks to her taking up the big step and doing the much harder job, I get to be here. I'm a cancer survivor and I'm a business owner. And if you didn't know, I'm gay. I don't know what gave that away. I was diagnosed with a stage 4, what was supposed to be an incurable cancer when I was 28 years old. And, and I beat that. I beat something that I wasn't supposed to be, and there's a reason for that. And this is the reason. I have 2 little girls, as I mentioned. My little girls are gonna grow up in a Florida that affords them less rights than the Florida that I grew up in. And cancer woke up something inside of me. It was a fire and a fighter that I never thought I had inside. So like now we've got this whole trend of the one word, I don't know what it means, but Gen Z tells me that it's a thing. I am a fighter. And I am gonna go to Tallahassee. I'm gonna fight like hell for everyone's right. And as the daughter, and as the daughter of 2 Cuban exiles, I know what the word freedom means. Communism destroyed my family. It literally stripped away everything from my parents. And I'll be damned if I'm gonna let Ron DeSantis and all of these other Republicans do a tour around our state claiming that word freedom. Because that word freedom, it belongs to us. And I am gonna take it back for every single one of us. I am running for the seat that was stolen from us. She is running against the woman who won. I am running to take back the seat that was stolen from us, and also the seat that the amazing Senator Annette Taddeo would be running for, but she's going off to incredible things. This seat is ours, and I'm gonna fight for it, but I need your help. I need every single person to talk to folks about this, because what a better way to stick it to DeSantis than electing the first LGBTQ parent after the horrible year that we've had. So I need volunteers, I need friends, I need people to go knock on doors with us.
I think
I need everybody to talk to your friends and family about this race. Get them to go vote in November. My website is janelleperez.com. Please visit it. We need, well, back on. And I look forward to talking to you some more.
Thank you, Janelle. Do we have great state candidates or what? House and Senate, we got to take this, man. We're taking it. Okay, so now we're going to start with the congressional candidates. And our first, you heard me say about you're going to introduce yourself, right? Okay. Christine Olivo. She's running.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Christine Olivo. I am the Democratic nominee for Florida's 26th Congressional District. I am challenging Mario Diaz-Balart, who says that the overturning of Roe v. Wade is a win for democracy. I am a mother of 2 beautiful boys. I am a wife. I'm a first-generation American. I'm Haitian. My husband's Puerto Rican. Yeah. A lot of arroz con gandules, everything at our house, okay? But I am an educator. I'm a woman of faith. And what I don't talk about is I'm also a dancer. As growing up as a child, my family was low income. So I couldn't even afford to get, dance lessons. It wasn't until high school, until I joined my dance team in high school, that I was able to finally get dance lessons. But it's different when you dance in your house and you dance on a dance team. See, there's things called formations, right? And if you're sick or if you got bad grades, you have to sit out. And it messes up the formation. So we had states. It was a state championship. And I woke up and I wasn't feeling good. I told my mom, I said, Mom, I don't feel good. And my mom says, Christine, this is states. You can't afford to sit this one out. In 2016, we had Democrats that sat out. And today, I tell you, even in 2020, we had Democrats that sat out. Just like my mother told me, I'm telling you, we can't afford to sit this one out. On the line, we have reproductive freedom on the line. We can't sit this one out. We have education on the line. We can't sit this one out. We have voting rights on the line. We can't sit this one out. I'm sorry, baby. I don't care how you're feeling. We can't sit this one out. Because in 2022, we're going to flip Florida blue. And I'm encouraging everyone, if every Democrat registers one Democrat, from now until October 11th, the last day to register, we will double our numbers. Just register one. And don't just register them, you better drive them to the polls. Because we are not sitting this one out. So, my name is Christine Olivo. You can find more information about me, ChristineForCongress.org. Thank you, God bless you, and please, don't sit this one out.
Yes, ma'am. Yowza. Just a short announcement. Someone left this phone, very pretty, little glitter, gold glitter. It was in the restroom. I don't know who's it. Oh, your daughter's. Oh. Okay, our next candidate, it's good to see him as well, Robert Asencio.
Democrats. How do I follow that one? So I just took my jacket off.
because we are in the fight of the fight. We are fighting to save our democracy. Let me ask you guys a question. Do you remember where you were on January 6th? I do. I was appalled by the mob who broke into the people's house, hurt 156 officers. I was worse. I don't even know how to describe the anger that I felt when the congressman that I am running against, Carlos Jimenez, his first act in Congress was to decertify our votes. Is anybody offended by that? All right, guys. Those of you that don't know me, I'm Robert Asencio. I am a veteran, spent 6 years in the military in the 80s. I know what it is to fight against communism. I served in the special operations community. We traveled the world fighting communism, socialism. I came back home. I lived in a car. I got my, God forgive me, my act together. I became a police officer. I worked for the Miami-Dade County Public Schools. I worked from the street all the way up to the command, local, state, and federal level. I retired as a police commander 26 years later. I had officers who were killed on the line of duty during my watch. I had people, children die in my hands to gun violence. I have investigated public corruption. And I have put politicians in jail. I ran for the House, and with the help of many of you here, Marianne, Maria, Annette, many people here, I was elected. I retired. January 6th was a compelling moment in my life where my wife told me, run again. Run against Carlos Jimenez. Carlos Jimenez, who votes against women's rights, health care, capping the cost of insulin, the IRA, the Inflation Reduction Act. He votes against issues that are causing much of us to have pain. 60% of the households in Miami-Dade County are one paycheck away from economic disaster. Many of you are feeling economic hardship. I'll be 1 minute. One more minute, please. We are fighting for democracy. I am running in Congressional District 28, the newest district in the state. The registration gap is 1.3 more Republicans than there are Democrats, with 35% of the district MPAs and independents. We can flip this seat again. It is up to you whether you want Carlos Jimenez to go back to Congress or you want a fighter who's going to fight for you in Congress. Please vote for Robert Asencio. Help us defeat Carlos Jimenez. Thank you.
Now our next candidate, I have a very long introduction, but I'm not going to use it because she really needs none, right? I mean, this is Annette Taddeo right here.
Are we ready to win? Are we ready to vote? Yes. Are we ready to win? Are we ready to fight for our democracy? Libertad, that's what we're fighting for. Libertad, right here. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to Florida 27, where we are right now. I am Senator Annette Taddeo, and I'm your Democratic nominee for Congress in Florida 27. And I'm going to beat Maria Elvira Salazar. And you're gonna help me do it, just like you did it when we made history in 2017 and we flipped my state Senate seat in a special election. The first time a special election got flipped from red to blue, and we made history, and I became the first Latina Democrat to serve in the Florida Senate. But I also broke another record. I also became the first Jewish Latina in the Florida legislature. And I'm going to be the first Jewish Latina congresswoman in Congress history. But let me tell you what we're fighting for. I am the daughter of a fighter pilot. My dad fought in World War II. He fought the Nazis. And he also fought in Korea, and he was an Air Force pilot. And I want you to know I get my fighting spirit from my dad. And my dad has taught me to be that fighter, and you have seen me for 5 years in Tallahassee be that fighter for our issues, our communities, our values, and our democracy like we're fighting for right now. And I will tell you, I am running against somebody that votes against our community every single time. Es una mentirosa. Es una farsa. She is a liar, and she has cheated on us, saying and promising things, and that's not what she delivers. She actually criticized Donna Shalala for the Stock Act. And what does she do as soon as she gets there? $500,000 stock exchange she did not report. Everything she criticized and she said we should not do, she's doing. That is wrong, and our community deserves somebody that's going to fight for all of us. Not just say freedom in Cuba, Venezuela, Nicaragua. We are all for that. But you have to fight for freedom in this country first. Freedom, freedom, freedom to travel to other states to have a medical procedure that should be kept within you, your doctor, your family, not the government, certainly not politicians making those decisions for our young girls, for our kids, for our future. That's what we're fighting against. We are fighting because we want to make sure that we keep the freedom, that we keep our own control over our own bodies, that we can go to school without being shot down by the fact that we allow for all these weapons of war to be in our streets. That's what we're fighting for, and that's why we are going to win in November with your help. Muchas gracias. Let's go win. One last thing. I'm Annette Taddeo, and I will be your next Congresswoman. Gracias.
See, did she need an introduction? No. Okay, so here's another woman who really is fabulous. In 2018, she became the first Ecuadorian-born person to be elected to the United States Congress, and the first woman to represent Florida's 26th congressional district. So it's my pleasure right now to introduce to you Don't mess with my people, Debbie Mercasel Powell.
Buenas noches, Miami! It is so great to be with all of you tonight, and I've been listening to all the candidates, and let me just ask this question. Who is saying we can't win in Florida? Because we have some of the most talented, bright, courageous fighters that I have seen in the ticket running here in the state of Florida. And, you know, when I heard the president speak yesterday, and I heard his words, we've seen this coming now for 2 years. And I think that what we need to realize is that the state of Florida is ground zero for saving our democracy. And I have absolutely no doubt that with all of you involved, look at this room tonight. Look at all of you. This was put together by volunteers, by people that believe that yes, we can, people that know that if we turn out the vote, we can do this. And when I was approached to introduce a very, very dear friend of mine, I, of course, jumped at the opportunity. So I'm here, not, you know, you're not here to listen to me speak, but I'm here to introduce one of the most incredible fighters that I've seen in Congress, Congresswoman Val Demings. Let me just, we all know that Congresswoman Demings was the first female chief of police in Orlando, and she served for 26 years. We know that she was elected to serve in Congress in 2016, and I served along next to her in the Judiciary Committee, and I watched her time and time again, always fighting for her constituents, putting politics aside, doing what she needed to do to put the safety of our children first, voting for gun safety regulations, doing what she needed to do to fight for criminal justice reform, immigration reform. I have sat next to her, watching her fight. But what you may not know is that Val Demings has one of the best sense of humor that I have ever. I've been laughing with her the whole time. And she is walking and campaigning around Florida knowing that she is going to win this race. And she knows that because of her love for all Floridians, regardless of party affiliation, because she knows that this is her calling, public service, to serve the people of Florida, to put the safety of our communities first, to fight for healthcare access, to make sure that we have the resources available to protect our communities from climate change and sea level rise. This is a fighter. She is the fighter that we need in Congress. And with that, it is my pleasure and my honor to introduce to you my dear friend, La Jefa, Val Demings.
Good evening, Democrats! What a joy it is for me to be here with you. It's an exciting time for the Democratic Party. It's an exciting time for Floridians. It is an exciting time for our nation. Let's get this done! I want to thank my amazing friend, Debbie Mercasel Powell. I heard her talking about me. But y'all know, Debbie's quite the fighter, too. She is quite the fighter. Come on, y'all, give her a round of applause. Thank you. Now, I know that, you know, we're living in some tough times. We're living in some strange times. And I know sometimes we can get discouraged. I know sometimes we can be disappointed, but Democrats, let me remind you of who you are. Let me remind you of who you are. Right now, we are the only party fighting to protect the Constitution, fighting to uphold the rule of law, and fighting for our democracy. That's us. That's us. That's us. That is us. That is us. I want to ask all of the Democratic candidates, all of the candidates who are still in the room tonight, please stand. All of the candidates, come on y'all, all of the candidates, come on y'all. This is the winning ticket. 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 I am Val Demings. I am running for the United States Senate, and I'm running to win. I'm running to win. And guess what, y'all? If we show up, because when we show up, we show out, we will elect Democrats up and down the ballot. Yes, we will. Yes, we will. Why are we doing it? Why are we running, especially during such strange times? Well, I'm going to borrow the words of my friend and colleague, the Majority Whip, James Clyburn from the House of Representatives. James says it this way. He says, we don't need to make America great again. America is great. America has always been great. That is not our challenge. But Jim goes on to say, but the challenge is, it seems to me, how do we make the greatness of America accessible and affordable for all Americans? You see, we are on a mission. We're not playing. People's lives are at stake. Their livelihoods are at stake. We are on a mission to make sure that in the greatest country in the world, that every man, every woman, every boy, and every girl, regardless of who they are, the color of their skin, how much money they might have in the bank, where they live, the sexual orientation, sexual identity, or religion, will have an opportunity to succeed. Everyone. See, we live in the greatest country in the world, but I just believe that membership should have its privileges, and we're not leaving anybody behind. We're not leaving anybody behind. See, we can talk about health care. See, these are the things that we care about, because I really do believe that living in the greatest country in the world, everyone should have access to quality health care. Am I right about that? Yeah. Let me talk to this side. We can talk about education. See, I really do believe that every child, even the ones in public school, should be able to experience the best education possible. Am I right about that? Let me go back over here. And while we invest in public education, how about paying our teachers what they're worth? Because regardless of who you are or where you live, every life in this room has been touched by a teacher. Let's celebrate it. We celebrate it. We celebrate them. We celebrate them. Guess what, y'all? We can talk about protecting Social Security and Medicare, because let me tell you, the guy that I'm running against, I don't care what he says, but the guy that I'm running against does not fight to protect Social Security and Medicare. And look, he doesn't even bother to show up for work. He doesn't show up. Well, let me just say this. I'm going to continue to fight for Social Security and Medicare, because Lord knows when I get ready to retire, I want to be able to retire with dignity and respect. What about you? Yeah. Guess what, Democrats? Tonight, we can talk about a woman's right to choose. Now, you know what, y'all? Look. The cost of goods and services, we got to drive them down, right? The cost of gas, we got to drive it down. I'm glad it's going down, but it needs to fall some more. We have an affordable housing crisis right here in Florida. We've got to do everything to deal with affordable housing. We have too many young people saddled with college debt. We've got to do something to deal with what colleges and universities charge in the first place. But with all of these issues that should be priorities, why in the heck are we fighting for a woman's right to choose? I don't know. Well, let me be clear about this. We are going to fight and fight and fight some more for a woman's right to choose. We're not going back. We're not shutting up. We're not sitting down. Look, y'all. Look. We're going to fight. 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 Y'all, look, we're going to fight. And I don't know what has really happened to the senior senator in Florida. He's having a rough time right now. But let me tell you this. What he has said is that there should be no exceptions. No exceptions. Even in the case of rape, incest, and sexual assault. Now let me say this. As a detective who worked cases of rape, incest, and sexual assault, and as a detective sergeant who managed cases of rape, incest, and sexual assault, that is disgraceful, that is shameful, and that's why it is time for him to go. It's time. It is time, y'all. Look, tonight we can talk about gun violence. Debbie, thank you for the work that you are doing to help reduce gun violence. Let's give her and give her another round of applause. When I was the police chief, my first priority was the reduction of violent crime. But my second priority was to get crime guns out of the hands of dangerous people. Democrats, how long? How long? How long will we, as the greatest nation in the world, see, I believe in America's strength. I believe that we can do anything that we set our minds to. How long will we sit back and watch innocent people being gunned down in innocent places? How long? You see, how long will we watch first graders and fourth graders and high schoolers and college kids and people in a grocery store, a movie theater, at a mall, a church, a synagogue, in a nightclub in my congressional district in Orlando. We've got to do something. We must do something to keep dangerous guns out of the hands of dangerous people. We've got to. We've got to. Look, we can talk about all of the things that you care about and all of the things that I care about, but unless we protect the right to vote, everything that you care about and everything that I care about is at stake. My friend and colleague, the amazing John Lewis, said that the right to vote is precious. That is almost sacred. And we must do everything within our power to protect the right to vote. What are they so afraid of? Let the people vote. Let us vote. Let us vote. Let us vote. Let us vote. You know, I think about my parents, the maid and the janitor. I used to think that not voting was against the law. Because every election day, after they worked long, hard days, they would come home and get all dressed up and go to the polls to cast their votes. Now, why is my opponent, why are your opponents afraid of people like my parents casting their votes? Let the people vote. Let us vote. Let us vote. Let us vote. Let us vote. Let us, you know, Democrats, I got to tell you, I'm feeling pretty good tonight. I'm feeling pretty good tonight. See, I've been in this race for 1 year now, and I just love to say this, that I have outraised the incumbent every quarter that I have been in this race. Yeah, Democrats, I'm feeling pretty good tonight because every poll, the last 5 polls, have showed us either tied in a dead heat, and guess what, y'all? One of the polls had me leading him by 4 points. Yeah. But I'm just doing what I've always done. See, I'm going to work hard to earn your votes. I'm not like my opponents who believe that the voters should be honored to be in his presence. See, I am honored when I am in the voters' presence. I have no doubt, I'm honored to lead the top of this ticket. And I don't take it for granted. And y'all, when I think about the Democratic Party, when I think about this ticket, we are on the side of the people, and that is why we're going to win. We're on the side of the people. We know that we're not supposed to put politics above the people, and doggone it, Democrats, with your help, with your support, with your showing up to the polls, with you telling somebody about this race and why it matters. You know, we always say, well, it's the most important election in our lifetime. Well, let me tell you this one is. This one is. If you don't believe it, let me just tell you this. I was in the Capitol on January 6th. I was there to witness the peaceful transfer of power. I guess somebody did not get the peaceful memo, that it was supposed to be the peaceful transfer, but you all know the rest of this story. An angry mob that refused to accept the will of the people. Don't let them fool you about this, what this was about. It was about not accepting the will of the people. I remember being in the Capitol and the sergeant at arms ran in and said, "Get down on the floor and don a gas mask." Now, y'all know, as the former police chief, I was like, you got to be kidding me. But I was down on the floor next to my friend and colleague, Lisa Blunt Rochester from Delaware. And Lisa looked at me and she said, Val, what do you think is going to happen? I said, Lisa, I'm not sure what's going to happen, but this is one thing I know. If we as a nation is as big and bad as we say we are, if the Constitution, the rule of law, and our democracy mean anything, if we all die today, then another group will just come in and certify the electoral ballots declaring Joe Biden as the President of the United States. And Kamala Harris as the Vice President of the United States, because the people have spoken. The people. And despite all of their lying, cheating, and trying to steal elections, we are a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Yes, with your help, with your showing up at the polls, with you not being discouraged but determined. Come November 8th, just a few short weeks away, I will be elected the next United States Senator. I will be elected the next United States Senator to represent the great state of Florida. And guess what else? We will elect Democrats up and down the ballot. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Wow. Oh my gosh. I can't say God. Well, I could. Well, I don't know. OMG. What, right? So, let me ask, before you leave, don't leave yet. Don't leave. Don't leave. So, a couple of things. Thank you so much for being here tonight, here and live streaming. We have, I don't know, 60, 70 people who couldn't be here in person, so they're live streaming here. So you guys are awesome. And as everybody said, much better than me, obviously, we've got to get the vote out. So did you like this thing? Now, let's do it again. I like that. So everybody knows Rise Up is a volunteer organization, as everybody said. TV's gone? What the? Sorry. I don't know. Somebody's going to record me, right? Is somebody out here doing this? Come on. Oh, they're live streaming. Cool. I'm somewhere. I'm on Facebook somewhere. So in order to do this, obviously, takes a little bit of money, like the candidates want. We don't want to take any money from candidates, but if you feel so inclined to reach in and pull out a couple of bucks and leave it with somebody, with Ileana right there with our timer, Ileana Garcia right here. She kept the time. If you want to throw a couple of bucks at her, it'll help us pay for this. We obviously, the church is very generous, but we like to donate back to the church for giving us this beautiful space and for the food and for everybody, not the volunteer. Thank you so much. For South Miami Mayor Stoddard, Phil Stoddard right there. Thank you. So if you want to, but the other thing is that we're wrapped up. We're ready to go. We're fired up. Get out there, vote, get people to vote, register them, and let's do it. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful night.